right, everyone, picture this. You're in court. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife.
Oh, I can already feel the drama.
And your entire case, your whole argument hinges on these medical records, right?
Makes sense.
But suddenly, bam, the opposing counsel just tosses your summaries out the window.
Oh, no.
They don't meet legal standards, they say. Talk about a legal nightmare, right?
Yeah, that's a twist I wouldn't want to see.
Well, today, we're diving deep into this very scenario.
Okay.
We've got this excerpt from pasted text, and let me tell you, it shines a light on the legal minefield that is medical record summaries.
Pasted text.
Yeah, and we're going to uncover why these summaries are so crucial when it comes to legal battles.
Right.
What could possibly go wrong? And most importantly, how to make sure you're protected if you ever find yourself in a similar situation.
That sounds pretty important, I'd say. We don't think about it much, but medical records and legal stuff, those can get pretty messy.
Oh, absolutely. And, it's fascinating because when I was reading this excerpt, it really hit me that these summaries, they're not just some shortened version of your medical history.
Right. It's more than...
They can actually become the star witness in a medical lawsuit.
Oh, wow.
Because let's face it, medical jargon.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's a language of its own, right? And these summaries, they act as a translator, making sure everyone in that courtroom, judge, jury, everyone can understand what's going on.
I see. So they kind of bridge the gap between the medical world and the legal world.
Exactly. And that's where things can get really interesting. And by interesting, I mean potentially disastrous.
Oh, how so?
Well, this excerpt, it really emphasizes how much damage a non-compliant summary can do.
Yeah.
You're talking about cases getting tossed out left and right.
Oh, wow.
Clients feeling betrayed and losing trust in the whole system.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And for the professionals involved, oh man, it can lead to some serious ethical and legal headaches.
It sounds like the stakes are really high.
They are. And, I think a lot of people don't realize it, but these legal standards for documentation, they exist for a reason.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason.
It's all about protection, making sure everyone involved is treated fairly, and that the legal process itself, the whole system, stays as pure as possible.
So it's not just about red tape, it's about making sure things are done right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about accountability, making sure the facts are presented accurately, and that's why those standards, they're not just bureaucratic hoops to jump through.
Right.
They're the foundation of a fair legal system. They're essential.
So just to play it out, let's say a really important piece of evidence gets excluded from a case because of a formatting error in a summary.
Oh, man.
That could completely derail the whole thing, right?
Absolutely. It can make or break a case, and that's why even if you're not a lawyer, understanding these standards, it's crucial.
Yeah, I'm starting to see why this is such a big deal.
It is, and the excerpt does a great job of highlighting some of the common traps people fall into.
Like what?
Well, they're the obvious ones. Inaccuracies, leaving out crucial details, stuffing it with irrelevant information.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But then there's this whole other layer of complexity, HIPAA.
IPA, right, the privacy stuff.
Exactly. And failing to adhere to those regulations, that's a whole other level of trouble.
So, about IPA, we always hear about it, but what does it actually mean when we're talking about these medical summaries? It's more than just a secret code, right?
Right. It's there to protect our privacy when it comes to our medical information.
Right.
But what does a HIPAA violation look like in this scenario?
Well, imagine your most sensitive medical information just floating out there for anyone to see. That's a HIPAA breach. It could be anything from unauthorized disclosure of your records to, let's say, someone storing or handling those records improperly. And the consequences, they go way beyond just legal trouble. We're talking about potential risks to your medical care, even your insurance coverage. It's not something to take lightly.
That's a really scary thought. So making sure these summaries are HIPAA compliant, it's not just a box to check, it's essential.
Absolutely. And let's be honest, making sure a summary meets all these requirements, it's not exactly a walk in the park.
No, it sounds pretty complex, actually.
It is, which is why a lot of people turn to professional medical record summarization services.
Oh, okay. So like having an expert handle it for you?
Exactly. They have these teams, people who are experts in both the legal and medical fields.
Wow.
And they live and breathe HIPAA regulations. They know them inside and out.
That makes sense.
So they can ensure those records are handled and summarized in a way that's, well, airtight.
So they're like the expert translators for the legal world, making sure everything is accurate and presented in a way that, the courts will accept.
Exactly. They bridge that gap perfectly.
And I remember the excerpt mentioned SummaryDesk as an example.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them.
They offer things like HIPAA-compliant processes, court-admissible formats. They even tailor their solutions to specific needs.
Right, so it's not just a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Nope, and that sounds like they really take the guesswork out of it, which is huge when you're dealing with something this important.
It is, because, let's face it, most of us don't deal with legal cases every day, right?
Right.
But even if we're not directly involved in a lawsuit, this whole conversation, it really highlights how important it is to be aware of our rights when it comes to our medical records.
Absolutely. Knowing these regulations exist and being aware of what can go wrong, it empowers you to take control of your healthcare.
Exactly. It's all about being informed and being able to advocate for yourself as a patient.
It's like we got a backstage pass to the legal world.
Yeah.
We saw how much weight these summaries carry, how much can hinge on something that seems so simple on the surface.
Right. It's easy to underestimate their importance.
It is, and I think the big takeaway here is that knowledge is power.
Oh, absolutely.
The more we understand these complexities, the better equipped we are to navigate the system and protect ourselves.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's all about taking that knowledge and turning it into action.
And if you're feeling like you want to explore this world of medical record summaries a bit further,
Yeah.
don't worry, we've got you covered.
Oh, nice.
We've got some fantastic resources linked in the show notes, so go check those out.
I'll definitely be taking a look.
Awesome. And until next time, everyone, stay curious.
And stay informed.
Exactly.
See ya.
See you later.